The education sector in Mizoram is facing a serious challenge. During the ongoing Assembly budget session, Education Minister Dr. Vanlal Thana spoke about the condition of schools across the state. The picture he presented was concerning. Mizoram is facing a severe shortage of teachers. According to the minister, middle schools in the state currently have a vacancy rate of around 42%. This means nearly half of the required teaching posts are empty. High schools are also facing a major shortage with a vacancy rate of 35.41%. Primary schools are slightly better but still under pressure. Recently, 234 teachers were recruited in an attempt to fill the gap. Even with this recruitment, the number of teachers remains very thin when compared with the number of schools across the state. On average, each primary school has only around 4 teachers. Middle schools have roughly 3 teachers per school. When you consider the number of students and subjects that need to be taught, this shortage becomes a serious concern for the education system. The minister also addressed the issue of school upgrades. Many communities across Mizoram have been requesting that their schools be upgraded to higher levels. Dr. Vanlal Thana said the process will move forward once the government gives final approval. Another major topic discussed in the assembly was the status of teachers working under the Samagra Shiksha program. Samagra Shiksha is a central government education scheme that supports schools across India. In Mizoram, thousands of teachers are working under this program, and many of them have been waiting for years to be regularized as permanent government employees. The Education Minister explained that the government has already submitted a report to the Department of Personnel and Administrative Reforms. However, the issue is complicated. Out of about 5,600 Samagra Shiksha teachers in Mizoram, only around 1,000 were recruited through proper procedures such as official advertisements and selection through the Departmental Promotion Committee. The remaining teachers were hired through different methods that did not follow the official process. Because of this, regularizing all of them has become a major challenge for the government. The minister described the situation as a headache for the DP and AR department. However, there is some progress. Special education teachers who were recruited through the proper Departmental Promotion Committee process were eligible for regularization. The government is now examining the matter carefully to find a fair solution. The minister also spoke about teachers' transfer. When the Zoram People's Movement government took office, there was a shortage of about 50 teachers at higher secondary level. Because of this shortage, several senior teachers had to be transferred in 2024. The decision was not popular but was necessary to keep schools functioning. Now that casual teachers have been hired, many of those senior teachers have started returning to their original postings. The minister also announced an investigation into Samara Shiksha employees who are receiving salaries but not performing their duties properly. The Employment Review Committee is currently identifying cases where people may have been hired through favoritism or where individuals are not suitable for the roles they hold. Some employees have already received notices and few have resigned. Dr. Vanlal Thana also addressed the issue of attached teachers in Mamit district. These are teachers who are officially posted in one school but actually working somewhere else. The minister said this practice is wrong and must stop. He also mentioned that the Union Education Minister has raised concerns about the issue. In an effort to improve learning standards, the State Council of Educational Research and Training has introduced a new system called the Standard Assessment for Elementary School. The assessment has started with Class 2 students. The aim is to create a common exam standard for schools across Mizoram. At present, different schools often follow different exam standards, making it difficult to measure the real learning level of students. Next year, the assessment system will expand to Class 3 to 8. The Mizoram Board of School Education will also provide standard questions for Class 9. The goal is simple. Every student should be assessed under the same academic standard. The Mizoram state budget for the financial year of 2026 to 2027 has been officially passed in the Assembly. The ruling party described it as a surplus budget with a surplus of about Rs 392.99 crore. Government leaders say the surplus is possible because of increased revenue collection. State-owned tax revenue is expected to grow by 9.54%, while central tax devolution is also expected to increase. However, the opposition has raised concerns. They pointed out that the total debt of Mizoram is projected to reach around Rs 19,085 crore. Another concern raised by the opposition is the spending pattern of the budget. According to their analysis, about 82.56% of the budget is allocated to revenue expenditure, such as salaries and administration. Only 17.45% is allocated to capital expenditure, which includes development projects and infrastructure. The financial condition of Mizoram's autonomous district councils was also discussed in the Assembly. Chief Minister Pulil Duoma, who also holds the finance portfolio, said it would be difficult for the state government to provide funds beyond the recommendations of the Finance Commission. Since the financial year 2024 to 2025, the government has been strictly following the recommendations of the Second Finance Commission. The Chief Minister also raised concerns about how funds are being used by the councils. According to the figures shared, about 97.14% of council funds in the financial year 2025 to 26 were spent on salaries for employees. This leaves less than 3% of the budget available for development activities. The Chief Minister warned that if councils continue hiring employees mainly for political reasons, they could eventually reach a point where they cannot even pay salaries. He was responding to a request from the MLA of Longklai West, who asked the government to provide a one-time bailout for the councils. Pulil Duoma declined the request, saying the state government cannot continue to absorb the financial burden created by previous administrations. Mizoram has a new State Information Commissioner. Retired IAS officer Dr. Lalzirmoy Tsangte was sworn in yesterday at the Durbar Hall of Lok Bhavan. The oath of the office was administered by Governor General Dr. Vijay Kumar Singh. Before the oath ceremony, Chief Secretary Pukhili Ram Meena read out the official appointment notification. The ceremony was attended by several senior leaders, including Chief Minister Pulil Duoma, the Speaker of the Assembly, and members of the State Cabinet. Dr. Lalzirmoy Tsangte comes from Tarpo village. He began his career in public service when he joined the Mizoram Civil Service in 1991. Over the years, he served in several administrative positions across the state. In 2019, he was promoted to the Indian Administrative Service under the AGMUT cadre. He retired from government service in August last year. As State Information Commissioner, he will play an important role in ensuring transparency and protecting citizens' right to access public information. A historic moment took place in Mizoram as the first train carrying food grains arrived at the Sairang railway station. Supply Minister Pubilal Tsanzova expressed great happiness over the development, saying it is a major step forward for the state's food security. The train carried rice supplied by the Food Corporation of India. In total, 42 wagons arrived carrying 25,901 quintals of rice. For Mizoram, where road transport has long been the main supply route, the arrival of fruit grains by train is a significant development. It is also important because the monsoon season is approaching. Heavy rains and landslides often disrupt road transportation during the period. The minister explained the state's food supply needs. Mizoram requires about 97,000 quintals of rice every month. Out of this, 55,000 quintals are allocated by the Food Corporation of India. Within that allocation, around 41,000 quintals are provided free of cost under the government welfare schemes. The remaining rice is purchased from the open market at about Rs 830 per quintal. The minister also made a request to residents living near the Sairang railway station. Heavy vehicles will be transporting rice from the station to storage godowns throughout the day and night, including Sundays. Residents of Sairang Dinter have been asked to cooperate and be patient during this process. Rice meant for Aizol, Lunglei and Longklai districts will arrive through Sairang Station. Meanwhile, rice meant for northern Mizoram will continue to arrive through Bairabi Railway Station. World Hearing Day was observed in Mizoram with the theme From Communities to Classroom, Hearing Care for All Children. The program was organized under the National Program for Prevention and Control of Deafness, which operates under the National Health Mission. During the event, officials shared important health statistics. In the financial year 2025 to 2026, more than 31,735 people in Mizoram reported ear-related health issues. Out of these cases, 4,750 people were diagnosed with hearing-related diseases or impairments. 222 patients underwent ear surgery during the same period. Globally, hearing loss is a major health concern. The World Health Organization estimates that about 1.5 billion people worldwide lived with some level of hearing loss. Health experts emphasize the importance of early detection, especially among children. Schools and communities were encouraged to help identify hearing problems at an early stage. In southern Mizoram, authorities from the Tsimtupui Wildlife Division destroyed a large collection of seized hunting equipment and bushmeat. The items had been confiscated between November and February. They included iron traps, catapults, bird nests, snares, and other hunting equipment. Wildlife officials also seized fresh carcasses of 24 birds and 4 squirrels. In addition, smoked meat from wild boars, birds, and squirrels were recovered. With permission from the Longklai Chief Judicial Magistrate, all the confiscated items were burned and destroyed. 2 individuals connected to the illegal hunting activities were currently being held in the district jail. Officials say strict enforcement is necessary to protect wildlife and preserve the ecological balance of the region. In Tlangsam area, leaders of the Young Mizo Association and officials from the Public Works Department inspected an ongoing road construction project. The road connects Falpuikon and Mualnuam villages and is about 3.1 kilometers long. The project is being carried out at a cost of Rs 300 lakhs by RDPL company. During the inspection, YMA leaders asked contractors to ensure that road shoulders are properly leveled and drainage systems are improved. They also requested the installation of an additional culvert to make the road stronger and more durable during heavy rains. And finally, there is good news from farmers in the Tlabung Valley. The Jute Corporation of India and the Tlabung Multipurpose Agricultural Cooperative Society have started a project called I Care for Jute. The program aims to increase jute cultivation in the region. Farmers were recently briefed about the benefits of growing jute. The crop takes about 4 months to grow and can provide an additional source of income for farmers. Under the program, farming machineries will be provided free of cost. Seeds will be sold at half price. The government has also set a minimum support price of Rs 5,650 per quintal. Officials hope that these incentives will encourage more farmers to take up jute cultivation. These were the major developments from across Mizoram today. From education reforms and financial debates in the assembly to new infrastructure, each story reflects the changing landscape of the state. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more updates.